What is good, you guys? Welcome back to the Heat Report, and this is the Orlando Magic versus Miami Heat breakdown / player ratings. The Miami Heat have lost to the Orlando Magic 107-113. Very disappointing performance by the Heat. Before I actually get into everything, I want to make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe and comment down below what your thoughts were on the game, what you saw the problems were with the team. I will be doing a double upload today. I'm also going to be doing the Pelicans versus Heat preview because it is tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll be getting that out today, and if that doesn't come out today, it'll come out tomorrow morning for sure. So that will be coming out really soon. So just stay tuned for that. But on the Heat versus the Magic game, very disappointing effort. Just overall, before I get into each player and the player ratings, turnovers killed us last night. 22 turnovers is unacceptable. I know it's only one game. A lot of the players were rusty, but we can't afford to drop games like this when we're only in a 72-game season. It's not even 82 games. We're 10 games less, and it wasn't really that great of an effort from us at all. I thought that a lot of players showed signs of rust. Turnovers were prevalent. Didn't shoot the three well at all. 35%, 7 for 20 from the 3-point line. Yeah, man. I mean, it was just very disappointing for me, especially because we had that game in control, and after the third quarter, we had a lead going into the fourth, and we just kind of blew it at the end. And this always happens. For some reason, we always lose to the Magic on opening night. Like, I don't know what the case is. Like, I don't know what's up with that. Like, we always lose to the Magic on opening night. Hopefully we can pick it back up. I think we will. I'm confident that Spo is going to get into them, get on their cases, and get that team back up. There are some things that I need to question though. Like, I'm never going to doubt Spoelstra, because in my mind he's the best coach in the league. But there are some questions that I have because a lot of decisions were puzzling to me. The first one, Avery Bradley. I don't know why he didn't play at all, but I'd love to see him play, especially because for the Magic, Terrence Ross. I told you guys about Terrence Ross in the preview. Off the bench had 19 points. If we just made Terrence Ross a little bit more quiet off the bench, we would have won that game, because Vucevic and Terrence Ross are the two guys that I highlighted for the Magic. We did a pretty good job on Vucevic, but Terrence Ross kind of got going off the bench. So I think we could have done a better job on Terrence Ross, and I think Avery Bradley could have done a better job than, I don't know, I think Kendrick Nunn was on him, because I think Avery Bradley is one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. So very puzzling to see him not play. KZ Okpala, a lot of fans were calling for KZ to start, to even play. He didn't even get minutes, which is crazy to me because he played really well in the preseason games, but didn't get minutes at all. Mo Harkless had 3 points. I thought if you put KZ in there, he would have done more than that for sure. Iguodala had 0 points. And I know it's not all about points and stuff. Iguodala and Mo Harkless are very good defenders. They do all the little things as well. But KZ is also a very good defender. So I was definitely surprised not to see KZ out there. And lastly, I'm not saying that he should be playing big minutes, but is there some reason that we paid Myers Leonard 2-year, $20 million contract when he's just going to be sitting on the bench? Like, that doesn't really make much sense to me at all either. So I don't know why we paid him all this money if we're not really going to use him. Like, I'm not saying he needs to be our star player, but like, if we're paying the man 2-year, $20 million contract, I want to see him play. I want to use him. I just want him to sit there on the bench. Otherwise, it's not going to be a good pay at all. So I think, I'm not doubting Spo. Don't get me wrong at all. Spo is the best coach in the league. I said it before in this episode, but there's just some questions that I have to ask because a lot of things were puzzling to me. And hopefully we can get more answers next game, because it was only the first game. And we'll move on to the player ratings though, and we'll start off with the starting lineup. Tyler Hero at point guard. Now listen, a lot of people wanted Hero to start at point guard. I was very skeptical of it, and I mean, against the Raptors, he played okay against the Pelicans. He played really good against the Pelicans, but that was at the shooting guard position. I think Hero's a shooting guard. I don't think Hero's a point guard. Maybe he can grow into a point guard, but I don't think he's ready to be a point guard yet. And maybe I'm overreacting. I don't think his ball handling is up to the, capability that we need a point guard to have. Like, he has a lot of turnovers at that point guard spot. He had 5 against the Raptors, and I think he had 5 last night as well. So I think it wasn't the greatest game for Tyler because he was forced to handle the ball a lot more than he's used to. I think he has to get comfortable, and maybe that's the plan. Maybe Spo's just gonna throw him into the fire and say, "Listen, you're gonna make mistakes, but we don't really care. We're not gonna take you out for making mistakes. Just go out there and just play loose, play free." And I think if that's the plan, then that's fine too. But we have to get his turnover sorted because he's turning the ball over way too much. He's still a very, very bright spot, especially like his shot creating ability is off the charts for a second-year player. When he that mid-range pull-up, that the 3-pointers, when he shoots the ball, I think it's going in most of the time because he takes good high percentage shots. But it's just the ball handling that needs to be fixed for me, and the passing. Some of the passing wasn't really that great from him either. I'll give him a 5 out of 10. So for the player ratings, 6 out of 10 is average. And part like 7, 8, 9, 10 is like very good, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is not that great. But for a 5 out of 10, I think I'm going to give Tyler because it wasn't the best game for him. It wasn't a losing effort, so I have to knock some of the players down because we didn't win the game. And I don't think it was the best game for Tyler. I think it was a very, it wasn't very, but it was like a little below average for what we were expecting from Tyler. And he's going to bounce back. Tyler's going to bounce back for sure. Duncan Robinson, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. Started at the shooting guard position. I mean, for Duncan, I think Duncan, is a guy that you just have to, we're not expecting Duncan to put up 20-point games. I think 14 points for Duncan is good. The reason that Tyler had a bad game is because for Tyler, we're expecting a jump. We're expecting 16, 17. For Duncan, he's just a shooter. He's not a guy that's gonna create his own shot or anything like that. That's Duncan's role. And for Duncan's role, he played a pretty good game in my opinion. I'm not gonna give him more than a 6 because I think 6 is average. I thought he had an average game. He didn't do anything extraordinary, but he didn't do anything bad either. That's why I'm giving him a 6 out of 10. Average performance for Duncan. And I think that's all I have to say. He's just a guy who's going to be a threat on the floor even when he's not having the ball in his hands, and that's going to be very crucial for us. Jimmy, 19 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 7 steals, but he also had 6 turnovers. And I'm going to be giving Jimmy, if I could give him a 6.5, I'd give him a 6.5. I wanted to give him a 7 because I thought his 7 steals were incredible. Career high. Shout out to Jimmy Butler. Career high for steals. But we did end up losing the game, and he had 6 turnovers. And I think Jimmy's showing a little bit of rust when he's passing the ball because it was his first game that he played since the finals. And he's gonna take some time to get going. We did have a really short off season. These are not excuses. These are just things that we have to be aware of because a lot of these guys are just playing their first game in a long time. And I'd give Jimmy a 6.5 if I could, maybe closer to a 7 because of the 7 steals, or maybe closer to a 6 because of the 6 turnovers. You guys can interpret it how you want to. Mo Harkless, a 4 out of 10 for me. Mo Harkless has been disappointing in the preseason and in the regular season so far. I still think he has a role on this team. He just has to. We have to get him to shoot the 3. We brought him in as a Jay Crowder replacement. That's what we brought him in for, and he's not living up to that right now. He's more of a slasher to me than a shooter. I think he's more of a slasher to me. And maybe you guys might feel a different way, but I don't think Mo Harkless is a catch and shoot player. Like, I don't think we can just turn him into a spot up shooter like we did Jay Crowder. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd like to see KZ start at the 4, but I think Mo Harkless' defense is always going to be there, but it's just on the offensive end, we just need more. It was not a good game for Mo Harkless, in my opinion. 4 out of 10 for me. So the starting lineup, Tyler Hero, 5 out of 10. Duncan Robinson, 6 out of 10. Jimmy Butler, 6.5 out of 10. Mo Harkless, 4 out of 10. Bam Adebayo, 8 out of 10. Our best player by far last night. Bam is just Bam has like this very like nonchalant way of playing the ball. It's kind of like when I'm watching Bam, he moves in slow motion sometimes. Like he's just like a very, like you just don't see, like I don't know how to explain it, man. It's just very like languid. Like he's not like, he's not like going breakneck speed. He's just doing everything at his own pace. The game is slowing down for Bam, which is very great. And I think Bam is going to take that next step this year. I'm so excited for Bam. 25, 11, and 4. I didn't give him more than an 8 because we lost the game, but I thought it was a very good performance, one of his best performances in the Heat uniform. Very good game for Bam. Very impressed with Bam. And he's the engine of our team. And as long as he's having a good game, we'll have a chance in any game. Goran Dragic, 7.5 out of 10. I thought he was amazing. Maybe I'm being too generous, but 20 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds off the bench. When Tyler Hero and all were struggling, we put in Goran, and he kind of steadied the ship in the second quarter. And in the first quarter, we were struggling with turning the ball over. We put in Goran, and he kind of fixed that up. He's a very steady player. He's a guy that we can rely on. He's my 6th man of the year this year. I think he's gonna be the 6th man of the year. 20 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 rebounds. Wonderful game for Goran. 7.5 out of 10 for me. Kelly Olynyk, 5 out of 10. I mean, with Kelly, it's just kind of maybe 4.5. I don't know, 4 or 5 out of 10. You guys can take your pick with that because I don't think he had a great game. I think Kelly is a guy that's streaky from 3, but we tried to close. Our closing lineup was with Kelly in it. I don't think that was a good idea because we ended up putting Kelly on Aaron Gordon, and I mean Aaron Gordon is just way too mobile for Kelly to keep up with them. And the Magic ended up going on a 12-5 run to extend their lead to 110 to 100 with like 30 seconds remaining. So I mean, Kelly, he's just the guy that we're going to use off the bench, just a plug and play guy. For his role, he didn't really have that great of a game. Maybe a 4.5 out of 10 will be fine. Andre Iguodala is the next player. 4, same as Mo Harkless. I know he does all the little things, but you can't have zeros across the stat board. Like, if 0 points, 0 assists, we need him to do something. If we're gonna play him 17 minutes, give KZ a run out, man. Iguodala is a guy that we can play in the playoff time, but I think we can afford to play KZ right now because KZ had a great game. I want to see KZ play. I really want to see KZ play. But as far as Iggy goes, I'm giving him a 4 because he didn't really do much. He didn't do much to help us win that game at all. He didn't have a great game in my opinion, but I'll give him a 4 out of 10. He's gonna be better. Iguodala is a professional. He's a veteran. He's a future Hall of Famer in my opinion, so he'll be better for sure. Precious, good game. 6 out of 10 for me. Average. I mean, 8 points, 3 rebounds. Good game for me. Always provides energy. I think when Bam's out, we can just slide Precious right in, and he's gonna be a very good player for us. I think that Precious is a guy that we have to nurture. We have to develop him out. Eventually want him to start with Bam. I think that can be possible, but I don't think Spo is a guy that's gonna, rush things real quick. We've seen him do this. We've seen him, take things slow, and that's the right approach in my opinion. Eventually, I want to see him and Bam play together, but we'll see how that goes in the future. But as far as this game goes, good debut for his rookie. His first NBA game. His first NBA game, pretty good debut. 6 out of 10. Kendrick Nunn, 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10. I don't know. It's 3.5. I don't know. You guys can take your pick. It's between a 3 or a 4 for me because he did not have a good game at all, which is why I want to see Avery Bradley get some minutes because Kendrick Nunn, I mean, I don't know what's going on with Kendrick, man. It's just that he's lost all confidence. Like, he just missed a wide open layup when he was driving at the end of the first quarter, and he did not look good. He only played 8 minutes. And I don't think Kendrick Nunn, like, a lot of people are saying, oh, what Kendrick Nunn did last year was a fluke. He's not a good player. That's nonsense to me. you can't be as good as he was for, you know, that big of a stretch last year, and people call it a fluke. Like, come on, man. Kendrick Nunn is a good player. It's just he just lost confidence. He's just not as confident. He's not as aggressive as he was. You can see it. His body language is, he's not aggressive at all. We need him to be aggressive. Drive to the rim with confidence. We need Spo. We need the coaching staff. Instill some confidence in Kendrick Nunn, because we need him to be better. He's not discovered his old form. Since that bubble, he hasn't discovered his old form. We need him to do that. And if he can't, then we have to play Avery Bradley, because Kendrick Nunn is a liability on both ends if he's not really confident right now. We need him to be confident. MVP of the game for me was Bam Adebayo. I mean, I said he was our best player last night. Hopefully we can be better against the Pelicans, man. Very disappointing performance against the Magic. Credit to the Magic. Not a lot of people are always saying, we didn't do this, we didn't do that, but we got to give the Magic credit. They forced us into a lot of, bad shots, and forced us to, turn the ball over a lot. Credit to the Magic. They always win an opening night. Florida's still ours, though. And I'm gonna close the video with that. Sorry, Magic fans. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me, guys. I will be doing the Pelicans versus Heat preview later, putting that out either later today or tomorrow morning for sure, before the game that starts at 12 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. So yeah, I'll see you guys later, guys. Peace.